Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show. Hello if you're new. So today's video is going to be a reaction of the Wendy Williams documentary, What a Mess. I hope everybody is doing as well as can be. And I really do hope everybody is being as proactive as possible in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you're still on the lookout for some resources, I've linked some in the description. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on my commentary. I'm always up for a chat, I'm always up for debate. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't give it a dislike, no hard feelings. And if you really like this video, consider subscribing and helping your girl out. So, the Wendy Williams documentary. Yeah, in terms of what I think about Wendy Williams, I think that she's good at what she does. I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say I was necessarily a fan. I have tuned into her show once or twice. This was a request by one of my patrons who is obviously a big Wendy Williams fan. So that's the reason I'm watching it today. So if you want to send me any direct requests, you can do so on there. My patrons also benefited from getting to watch this video a month early, as well as getting access to the unrestricted edit, because on YouTube there's only a limited amount of features that I can use. So if you want the full unrestricted reaction experience plus those other benefits, check out my Patreon. I did hear the discourse around it when the documentary and the movie came out. So I've been hearing it's a pretty entertaining documentary. It's pretty funny. But I think it's always interesting to see documentaries of people who are heavily involved in the documentary rather than an independent person coming in. But I'm hoping for a good time. So let's have one. Right, headphones, glasses. Let's fucking go.
This has been a year from hell, in a good way.
I mean, is there ever a year from hell in a good way? But yeah, her year that year was a mess, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my caviar.
Okay, caviar shawty.
The blinds are up. I'm just like, Kevin up. Kevin up.
He sure did.
Okay, now look, just remember, I'm at my house. So every hair fuzz and all that, that doesn't matter to me.
Not gonna lie, Wendy, you're always, taking the piss out of people's looks. I would have thought, you'd be coming to the top, girl. Not gonna lie.
And I don't want sympathy from anyone. Don't feel sorry for me.
I think she does want a bit of sympathy, Wendy. It's okay, girl, if you want a little, just say.
Is in a way, maybe an inspiration to somebody. Like, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me.
Oh, this is so dramatic, the music in the background. Oh, product placement. I've seen those flowers all over Instagram.
Absolutely. Wendy and I are truly best friends. At the moment, up to the minute, we're best friends.
At the moment. I hear that. I hear that.
Wendy has worked on her weight all through the years. She's had problems dealing with her weight. But now, look at her. She has a beautiful face.
Growing up, I remember my first diet in first grade, tuna fish and mustard.
Ew.
Father's dresser, the change, and I would eat school lunch. I'd eat the tuna fish mustard, pull out my change, have an ice cream sandwich, chocolate milk, the whole bit.
It took a toll, but it was a burden. Wendy definitely didn't like it. I knew that my mother would harp on her weight, and, it wasn't comfortable for her.
She looks like a normal child.
Wendy Williams is a monster.
Because that thinks she's sexy. She's not. As a guy, you don't want your broad to be intimidating. She's
Look
too...
at her.
I mean, the men that were talking about her looks. Audacious.
Well, when you share too much with people, then people get inside of your head with their opinion of what you're doing. And I don't like other people's opinions.
I kind of feel that.
Some of the things that she would say was like, what would you do if mommy and daddy died? And I'm like, I hate you right now.
She clearly hated her parents when she was younger.
And then Kevin came along.
So dramatic.
Don't shoot me from the back. As a matter of fact, let me just get in the pool, okay?
They respected her wishes. That's nice.
You know, I wasn't a brown noser, and maybe that's my fault. That's probably my fault today. I'm not gonna brown nose. You go in there, you lay it down, and get out.
What she says, how she can tease it and bring you into it, that's a talent. That's not something you could teach somebody to do.
That is true.
Wendy, you can't say that. Wendy, if you say that, we got to use the word allegedly. You can't accuse people of being that.
I gotta tell you something.
Look at this. She kept me on the show just to ask the obscene question.
Listen, there are two people.
We're elevating this show right now.
No, I digress.
Period, Mariah. Yeah, that was just a sleazy time where people would just be asking anything, like...
offend people, and sometimes they're going to come back at her. I remember Whitney Houston's a good example. That interview with Whitney Houston, I could listen to it over and over and over every day.
Believe that I've ever met you in my entire career.
Ain't that something you talk about me all the time?
And had lots of peaks and valleys. But most of all, what I got from the conversation was a woman still in the grip, in the struggle.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
Regret Diane Sawyer interview?
No, why should I?
Well, it didn't exactly show you in the best light.
You don't think so? Well, you know, Wendy, you don't show yourself in the best light. People still listen to you.
I want to thank you for giving me this moment and not hanging up the phone.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, baby.
I love you, Whitney.
I love you too, Wendy.
You take care.
You too, baby.
Bye.
Be blessed.
She hated her.
And I was overwhelmed with overwhelmness.
I can imagine that.
No, I will name him.
Name him.
You want me to tell you his name?
Why would they cut like that?
It's my story to tell. I know I could say his name, but you know what? I'll let him breathe, because he was a one-hit wonder. Thank God I am not dead or diseased.
I think she did actually name him.
Did overnights, which is the worst time on any radio station. It became, all right, you got to stay up. So I started doing a lot of coke.
You know what? I can understand that. I can understand why people take drugs. After working like a festival, doing festival coverage, I was like, man, I understand now why people be doing drugs out here to stay up, because working exhausted is not it.
I found it hustler hot. Rough around the edges, my type.
Okay, Wendy.
When I got done, he picked me up. He smelled good. He looked good. He was cute.
Okay, Wendy. With the red lip.
How you know clothes have just been purchased? They have the creases. I was like, oh, he went all out.
I mean, it's not about me.
No, it's about me. It's my show. I'm on the, no, hey.
I know how to play my position, even though I'm not a weak man. It's all cool.
Broke bitches, we grew up in the projects, never grew up in the projects. So I was like, yeah, I want to go Wendy up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody opposed.
She was getting in for people on the streets, and Wendy would go on the air with it. And so Kevin's street credibility came into play.
Oh.
Came to Wendy during her business, he didn't care who you were. He didn't have wiggle room. He didn't believe in compromise. He had people shook.
Oh, okay. Okay, Kevin.
We proceeded with our relationship. There was nothing impeding us. He didn't have children. I didn't have children. He was 23. I was 29.
Oh. He looks older than her.
You know, I had a woman boss who told me I was a dinosaur, my old style. And she told me that the first week I was there, I bawled like a baby and called my father. What is going on?
And I was out doing public appearances with a burgeoning belly, and I had to deliver the babies like with the epidural and the push.
5 months, that's horrible.
Pregnant with young Kevin.
I wasn't scared. You know, I got pregnant again, but this time I told my radio station I want to stay on bed rest.
Bed rest, she was like, hell no.
They were like, oh, really? I said, yes. I've been working for you all this time. I had 2 5-month miscarriages. They were like, oh, okay, well, we'll put the equipment in your house.
Sandra, you're in too deep for my help. I don't know what you want me to do. Cheating is for suckers, and having a baby by is for the real suckers.
And I don't know how to be a mother. What do I do with this? I wanted this, but what do I do now? You're not gonna leave me alone.
Okay, so she accepted the cheating, okay.
The call that he would make to Vinny, you know, to chop it up and talk about how much money and, you know, when's Wendy gonna start, and make Kevin think that he's the one that arranged it all.
Anything to straight... See, this is already toxic. Like, you have to, like, constantly stroke this man's ego after he cheated on you and everything. Ew.
Sorry I can't be that girl. You know, you met me as a boss. And I don't bring that boss thing inside. And anybody who knows me knows I am soft and pink.
Girl. He is... You know, for such an intelligent woman, girl, you were getting played out by this hood rat.
And I opened up a night table drawer and saw a Rolex watch. And I said, whose watch is this? And he said, I was buying that for you.
He's buying Rolexes for other girls. Oh.
Who's the bitch? You know, and I pulled the covers back real hard. And yeah, there were underwear that don't fit me in the bed. And the bed sheets were nasty.
Ew.
I knew it was always out of guilt. And I would always insist that they look me in the eye. Why are you looking down? You don't think I know? Look me in the eye.
Why did you stay, girl?
I don't remember that. You know, Kev never punched me in the arm. I fell and broke my arm on my own.
Did you, Wendy? Did you break your arm on your own?
There's already an Oprah, then there's a Wendy doing it her way. Maybe she does it with a teaspoon of ratchet.
You hear
I know how to find my moment. Which is why
I understand.
The book.
We're going to talk about the book.
All right, well, let's get to it, Wendy.
It's time, Wendy.
What was Omarosa doing?
But Kevin had gone to LA for business.
Charlamagne didn't introduce Sharina for the purpose of getting that close with Kevin, though. And Kevin, so stupid. What a stupid gorilla.
The PI was taking pictures of them going to the gym, going to dinner, her with Gucci, Poochie, and Lucci. This backwoods Barbie, you know, he was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my Rolls Royce Ferrari.
In her car as well. The disrespect.
It's weird doing hot topics and being a hot topic.
Oh, now I actually did watch this one.
All you gotta do is Google him and you see the story. You can believe what you want, but... Okay.
She looked like a bit of a jerk girl, Wendy.
Crisis where she was like, how am I not talking about this? But I can't because I have a son and I'm ashamed and embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Very awkward.
I couldn't call my mom, my dad, my sister. They would have just said, just leave. Just leave.
Yeah, I would have told you the same thing, girl.
And I'm like, but I'm still in love. I don't know what to do.
What is it about this Kevin guy? Seemed horrible to me. But, you know, love is blind.
That he had purchased to share with this backwoods bitch 9 miles from my house in Livingston. And they're living the high life.
Well, another house.
She probably knew before the tabloids put it out. As a woman, you, with your husband for X amount of years, you know when they're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Not my house, but this is a good come up for a 32-year-old woman who's been involved with my husband for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. It is quite the come up.
And to this day, it still is forever. Doesn't mean I love you. Not like that. Love don't live here anymore. And I had my Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue. Oh. They actually aired it.
Somehow in my stupid mind, when Kevin rescued me, I said, you know what? This is all gonna work out. People make mistakes. And Kevin said, you know, baby, I know you can do it. Go back out there and show them what you're made of. Close out the show. I said, I know, right?
I would have taken the day off.
I don't blame tabloids. I don't blame blogs. I blame him.
Period. He's the one stepping out on the marriage.
I did hear about when Kevin's girlfriend was pregnant.
Kevin's girlfriend, you know.
She's going to get pap smears and pregnancy and ultrasounds, and thank God my area is still ready for the next man. I've got nothing.
Wendy.
I remember Wendy saying a long time ago, and it's always stayed with her, that she can forgive an affair. But an affair with a baby, that's it.
I can forgive an affair. I could continue finessing until I find something else. But I couldn't forgive, no. But definitely a baby, definitely then the finessing has to stop. Because the baby's just too much.
Like 6 hours later, I'm gonna be 2 bottles in, by myself. That's right now. What would you do?
Yeah, 2 bottles, yeah. Don't blame me, sis.
There was nobody for me to call for a second opinion.
I mean, you did have your family. Come on, girl. They would have been on your side for this one.
Talk about other people's stuff, and now she has to talk about herself. But she has to. She'd lose her credibility if she didn't, and she knows that.
Mm-hmm.
He can read my papers and get on the Google or Schmoogler and see what the blogs are saying now about the messiness that has been created around me.
Now you in it, girl.
Come out on the show and talk about it. I thought that she owed it to her viewers after she had been bringing out everybody's dirty business for so long.
I gotta agree.
Fortunately, they're not strokalicious now.
Strokalicious, what?
I got me. And who's better than you? No one.
Period.
Thank you for waiting for us.
Okay, Wendy, you look good.
Walks out of those open doors at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm very, 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 very proud of her.
Period. You better stand your daughter.
As I told Wendy, no, you're not going to be perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. There is no perfect thing. Perfect, I'm afraid, is not for this world. But the process in trying to get there can...
Messy as Wendy is always going to be far from perfection. Let's be real, Daddy.
Definitely made her mark. It's not only becoming a New York radio legend, but becoming a national TV talk show legend.
Yeah. I gotta agree. She is very messy, but she is very good at what she does. And she outlasted many.
Today, Hollywood honors Wendy Williams.
Oh yeah, she did get a star.
You don't meet a lot of people who authentically are themselves and willing to take risks.
But are you always all the way real, Wendy? You do put on a show. Alright guys, well that's the end of my reaction. I thought it was okay. I definitely think Wendy was definitely heavily involved in this. I think it's quite obvious. And this was something made for her fans, her dedicated fans. So there was times where I did find it a little bit boring because I'm not really invested in Wendy Williams' life. But I think this is definitely something her fans would appreciate. But do let me know what you thought of this documentary. Let me know what you think of Wendy Williams overall. Let me know what you thought of my commentary. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have, don't forget to put my notification bell on so you know when my next video is dropping. Till next time, guys. Bye.